कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नमने गौरतिशे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयतं सुरतोर्भंगो मम मन्दावतेर्गतिः मत्सर्वस्वपदम्बोजो राधा मदन मोहनो। दिव्यद् वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमधा श्रीमद्रत्नागर सिंहासनस्थो श्री श्री राधा शील गोविंद देवो प्रश्नाविधि सेव्यमानं स्मरामि। श्रीमद्रासुरसारम्भे वंशीभट्टस्थितः कर्षन् वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रीस्तुनः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय व्याय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति परिदेवी सात्वत्यै नमो नमः। पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्तख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु announce the page. गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ही दासे कृष्णपेक्षा आदीना। गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो ही दासे कृष्णपेक्षा Hare Is everyone have to pay? Vasilanakam Dasna. Gaurangera Dutipada Jaradhana Sampada Gaurangera Dutipada Jaradhana Sampada Gaurangera Dutipada After praying to Guru and Bharata, they always remember the lotus feet of Sri Radha. Go Nam Shrestam Manamapi Shuchiputam Atra Surupam Rupam Tasagata Muripurim Maturim Gosvatim Radha Kundam Agirivaram Radhikam Harvasam Rapto Yasya Pratitapaya Sri Guru Tam Natos Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namo Ananda Leela Maya Vikahaya Himabhadyavyascha Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshmi Jivtasya Kamaritarangamani Kripa Maitram Sharanam Prapana Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Hey Krishna, Hey Radha, Hey Sageti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Sham Sundar Shikandasika Smahasa Murali Manohara Radhikarasikamamakti Panidhe Priyachana Kinkarim Turu Tavaivasmi Tavaivasmi Najivami Tayavana Tivikaya Devitam Namaham Chanantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers, thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadev Parmarajatama Guru Pada Padma, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnuvad, Ashtotara Sata Shishimad, Rupanugacharya Vayat, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada and all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas, translation. Just prior to Sri Krishna's pastime of departing from this world, Sri Krishna gave most precise and valuable instruction to his near and dear associate Sri Uddhav. There he said, Aisha buddhi matam buddhi manisha cha manishinam yat satyam anrite neha mate apnoti mamritam. Hey Uddhav, this is the intelligence of the most intelligent. This is the cleverness of the most clever. What is that? The process of bhakti yoga, by which a person, a mortal being who is in the endless chain of birth and death in this world, utilizes that which is temporary and unreal in order to gain for himself that which is eternal and real and nectar and actually me. Krishna. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, see, Krishna is presenting us with the best business plan. You know, usually you have to invest something in this world, and in return you get also something of this world. You take something which is temporary, and you put in your time and energy, and you invest, you work, and the result you get is also temporary and illusory. So in the end, by this business plan, how much profit do you make? Zero. Nothing. You are left with absolutely nothing. So that is the life of general people. Now see, Krishna is saying, this is the intelligence of the intelligent, the cleverness of the most clever, that they can take that which is temporary and illusory, and in exchange, they can attain me. Krishna, I am real and I am eternal and immortal. They also become immortal. So what is it that is temporary and illusory, by which we can attain that which is eternal and real? Temporary is this human body, gross body and subtle body. This is temporary, and it is illusory in the sense that it is not our identity. Only in this sense. The mature body is ontologically real. However, our sambandha, the relationship of our soul with this body, is unreal. Srila Vishnu Thakur has given the example of the rabbit's horns. What is the relationship between a rabbit and the horns? Have you seen a rabbit with horns? No. There's a reason for that. And the reason is that rabbits don't have horns. So the relationship between the rabbit and the horns is nothing. Nothing at all. So similarly, that's the relationship between your soul and this body. Nothing. So it's illusory. However, due to Maya, Sri Krishna's inconceivable external potency, we are identifying with this physical form for now. But that is not entirely useless, because that with which we have a relationship which is illusory and which is temporary, this physical body and mind can be utilized in sadhana bhakti. And by engaging it fully, all body, mind and senses, in the continuous and uninterrupted service of Sri Krishna, we can attain Krishna himself. and the immortal, eternal relation, loving relationship with you. So this is the best business plan for everyone. Are you ready to sign up for this business? Yes. Everything else will be a loss. This is the only profitable business. So, how do we engage this body and senses in sadhana? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, Taramade Savashasta Nam Sankirtan Niraparad Nam Lale Pai Premana. Of all the different practices of sadhana, Hari Nam Sankirtan, the chanting of the holy names is the best. If you chant without committing offense, you will attain Krishna Prema. That's all you have to do. Between you and the perfection of life, only 10 things are standing in the way. Satam ninda nam nam paramam aparanam vitanate yata kyatim yatam katamutate tadvigaram. Like this, there are 10 offenses described in Padma Purana. If you can just avoid them, then simply by singing and dancing in the company of devotees, especially under the guidance of a pure and realized Vaishnava, you'll become perfect. It's that simple. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has summarized the entire process of Harinam Sankirtan. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam sayakairva chandrika vitaranam vidyavatu jivanam anandam buddhivartanam pratipadam ponam mitasvadanam sarvatmastapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories to Sri Krishna Sankirtan. What does Sankirtan mean? Bahubhi militva. When many persons come together and with joy they sing the names of God, this is called Sankirtan. So this Sankirtan, all devotees singing the holy names together, Srila Jiva Goswami, Sri Bhakti Sandarbha explains, it is more powerful than your personal japa. It will produce the Adbhut Bhav, astonishing, ecstatic realizations come from Nam Sankirtan. And therefore, when Sri Krishna himself came to this world, Apani Karimu Bhakta Bhava Yangikai, Apani Achari Bhakti Shikamu Sabai, he said, I will take the mood of a devotee and I'll teach everyone how to practice bhakti by my own example. So what did he do? Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadada Pandit, Srivas Thakur, and Haridas Thakur and other associates, he was dancing through the streets of Navadvip, chanting the holy name. And then in the evening time, for a change, he used to go to the house of Srivas Thakur, Srivasangam, the courtyard of Srivas Thakur. And what would he do? Harinam Sankirtan. All night. So, you see, Krishna himself in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us the way forward. Srinivasa Acharyas glorified the 6 Goswamis. You know our 6 Goswamis, they have written many books. But don't think they were like bookworms. Always like this. In some Goswami Astakam, the first thing he said, Krishnot Kirtana Gana Natana Paro Premamritambo Nidhi. Krishna Ut Kirtan, singing loudly the holy names. Gana, Natana, dancing. Premamritambo Nidhi. And always immersed in the ocean of prema. So Sankirtan means kirtan with some. Some here means samyak rupain, complete. The complete kirtan. The significance of complete kirtan is the kirtan which is performed without offense, without anartha, with sambandha gyan, understanding the relationship between Atma and the Supreme Lord, and in sadhu sangha. So when kirtan is performed without offense, without anartha, with sambandha gyan, understanding the relationship between jiva, Brahma and Maya, and in sadhu sangha, that is called sarvato bhavain kirtan, or sam kirtan, the kirtan which is complete. The sensing which is complete. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Nava Vida Bhakti Nama Hoite Hoi. Nava Vida Bhakti Purna Nama Hoite Hoi. Means that even though there are 9 types of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, or we can say 64 angas of bhakti. But Navavida Bhakti Purna Nama Hoite Hoi, each one of those practices of bhakti is an anga. It is one part of the manifestation of the devotional energy bhakti. But Sankirtan is Samyak Rupain Kirtan. It is complete. In other words, the effect that you can get from practicing any or all of the angas of bhakti will accrue to you simply by Sankirtan. And therefore, it is complete. It is a complete process. It is an independent process. It does not depend on any other activity for its perfection. It does not depend on your being learned, on your being wealthy, on your being healthy or young or whatever caste or creed or anything at all. It is Sankirtan, the complete anga of bhakti. This is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching in his Shikshastaka. So, this Sankirtan has 7 wonderful effects, beginning with Cheto, darpana, marjanam. It cleanses the mirror of the chitta. So, immediately when we hear Cheto, darpana, marjanam, then 4 questions arise. 1, what is chitta? 2, why is chitta like a mirror? 3, if this mirror needs to be cleaned, what is the dirt which is on the mirror? And 4, how is it that this mirror becomes cleansed by Harinam Sankirtan? Understand? So, Cheto, Darpana, Marjanam, this phrase, it raises these 4 questions. What are the 4 questions? I'm just checking to make sure no one's sleeping. What are the 4 questions?
What is chitta?
What is chitta then? Why is it compared to a mirror? Yes, then? What is the dirt? Yes, and how is it that this dirt is cleansed away by this complete and perfect process of chanting? So we want to explore these points one by one today. First of all, what is chitta? In Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 2nd canto, you see several descriptions of the universal form and the way in which this universe is created by Mahavishnu, Garbhadakashay Vishnu and Kirdakashay Vishnu. In the 3rd canto, you will find more explanations about the manifestation of the individual elements or the evolutes of Prakriti. Several discussions you'll find there. So in the first 3 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, you find about 7 different explanations of creation. And again, if you go to the 11th canto, you find more detailed explanations of the same subject there. So a question may come, why is Srimad Bhagavatam dedicating so much time to this? And this is essentially Jnana Yoga, and hearing it is meant to help us develop discrimination. discrimination. Because generally we look at life and we assume so many things. I am a male, I am female, I am living in this country, and we see ourselves in a whole historical context. Or before we were part of the Soviet Union, and now we have broken free from the tyranny, and now Lithuania is part of Europe. So there's a whole narrative going on in the mind of the people which they tell themselves about reality. So Srimad Bhagavatam wants to replace that narrative with actual truth, the actual narrative of what's going on. And what is going on here? See, Krishna's material energy is called Prakriti. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. In Gita, Sri Krishna said, this material energy, under my supervision, literally, supervision, Krishna's vision is super. By the glance of Mahavishnu towards Prakriti, that is his desire, Prakriti is inspired to manifest the universe. So Prakriti means the unmanifest, total potential material energy. There's nothing tangible there. The three modes of material nature, sattva, rajas and tamas, are present in Prakriti, and they are present in exactly the same proportions, and therefore they are in complete equilibrium. So there's no kriya, there's no activity in Prakriti. It is a state of readiness for creation. It is a state of potential. So, by the glance of the Lord, which carries the power of time, then the equilibrium of Prakriti is broken. And when the equilibrium of Prakriti is broken, the first element manifests. And the first element is called Mahat Tattva. Mahat. It is a Tattva, the first element, Mahat Tattva. And it is, of all the mature elements, the most extremely sattvic element. So Sattva is luminous, light, clear, illuminating, self-luminous, very fine, very responsive. Then Rajas appears. And when this Mahattat is contaminated by, which is mainly sattvic, I just want to say that the Mahat is never fully, it is not Shuddha Sattva, completely pure. Even if hypothetically it were completely pure, should not be. It is still not the Vishuddha Sattva, the transcendental energy, and can never be. Because the Vishuddha Sattva is Antaranga Shakti, the internal potency of the Lord, and Prakriti is the external potency. So it doesn't matter how pure Sattva becomes, it's never called Vishuddha Sattva. So, but because the three gunas are never separated from each other, so some Rajas and Tamas is there. They never, no guna can exist in isolation from the others. But it's the highest concentration or proportion of sattva possible in Mahatattva. Now, when Rajas becomes predominant, that's the first time that Kriya Shakti, that is the power of action, movement, makes its appearance in the world. So the Rajasic transformation of Mahat is called Sutra Tattva. Sutra Tattva. You can read about this in the 3rd canto, teachings of Lord Kapil Dev to Devahuti, and 11th canto, Sri Krishna's teachings to Uddhav. So this Sutra Tattva is the Mukhya Pran. It is the original Pran, or active principle, life force, or vitality of the universe. Anything which has power of movement derives its power from this initial appearance of Kriya Shakti, the action potency, in the form of the Sutra Tattva. Then, gradually Mahat becomes more contaminated. And the tamasic Mahat, the tamasic transformation of Mahat is called Ahankar, the element of ego. Now that ego also divides into three. The ego which is slightly more sattvic, slightly more rajasic, and more tamasic. So the sattvic transformation of ahankar, of ego, produces the element manas, mind. So that's what all the stuff going on in your head is made of. Right? All your thoughts and so on. They are just the movements of this element of manas, which is a sattvic transformation of ahankar, which is a tamasic transformation itself of mahat. Is it clear? We can make a diagram so you can. So, then, the rajasic transformation of ahankar makes a buddhi, intelligence, and your 10 senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, jnanendriya, that is the eyes, not the eyeball, but rather the sense, the power to see, the power to hear, the power to smell, the power to touch and the power to taste. These are the jnanendriyas, the senses through which we acquire data about the external world. And 5 karmendriyas, active or working senses. The power of speech, the power to grasp, the hands, the power to be mobile, the legs, the power to reproduce, the genital, and the power to evacuate. These are the 5 working senses. They are the rajasic transformation of ahankar. Then, the tamasic transformation of ahankar is called shabda, material sound. And that is the subtle cause of the element called akash, space. And then comes the sense of touch, the sense object, the tanmatra. So you have the sense of touch and the object that the sense of touch experiences, the qualia. It's called in Western philosophy, qualia. So, the tanmatra of touch is the subtle cause of air. Then there is form, rup, is the subtle cause of fire. Then taste, the subtle cause of water, and fragrance, the subtle cause of earth. So, in this way, all the elements from Mahat, they develop one by one until you have the whole universe. So now you can discriminate what's going on. You can see what's going on. All that is happening is, in this world, 3 gunas are competing with each other and producing so many forms which, like bubbles in the ocean, come into existence and then pop, and disappear again. Ocean stays there. That is the Prakriti is like an ocean. So Prakriti is always there. But the products of Prakriti are coming and going, appearing and then disappearing without a trace. And the souls, millions of souls, countless souls in this world are identifying with those waves and bubbles in that material ocean. Sometimes laughing, sometimes crying, and basically getting really emotional over stuff that doesn't matter. Okay? This is why in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, millions of warriors on the side of the Kauravas and millions of warriors on the side of Pandavas have all come together to fight and kill each other. Arjuna tells Krishna, take my chariot between the armies. And he looks, he sees friends, he sees relatives, he sees his teachers on both sides. And now it's inevitable that they'll all be massacred. And Arjuna has a nervous breakdown. he has an emotional crisis and puts down his bow and says, I will not fight. And what is Krishna doing? Vyasadeva has written, then Krishna, smiling in the midst of the armies. Krishna is just smiling. So does he know something that we don't know? Why is he smiling? Because for Krishna there is no suffering. Understand? Suffering is a happiness and distress of this world is a vikar, transformation of your psychological body. So the psychological body is made of mind, intelligence, ego and chitta. So these elements are dead, they have no feeling. And the soul never undergoes any vikar, it's nirvikar, it never transforms. So where is the suffering? Nowhere. So Krishna is smiling. For him there's no suffering because he's in knowledge. Only those who are in ignorance or in illusion think that there's such a thing called suffering. So Krishna told Arjuna in the very beginning of Gita, Asocha and anvasochastam pragyavadans chabasase gathasun agathasunscha nanu sochanti pandita. Hey Arjuna, you are speaking very learned words, but you are lamenting for what is not worthy of grief. Because a pandit, a wise person, never laments for the living or the dead. When you win the lottery, it does not feel happiness. And when you are dying slowly because your house is burning down, it does not feel any sadness. Pandit, this is a pandit, a learned person. But because of our uncontrolled mind, we are projecting onto this movement of the material ocean. Though we are Atma, though we are transcendental, though we are never actually in bondage. Soul is vimuktasya, always in a liberated state. The soul cannot be in bondage. But due to ignorance, we think that we are in bondage. Kapil Dev said, Sayam bhagavato maya yan nyayena virudyate ishvarasya vimuktasya karpanyam uttabandhanam. The external material energy is the maya, the illusory potency of God. Yan nyayena virudyate. And it has the power to contradict the nyay. Nyay means logic. If you try to use nyay, logic, to understand reality, you will understand nothing. Because the internal potencies are chincha, inconceivable. And the external potency is a chincha, also inconceivable. And the Jiva Shakti is also inconceivable. And therefore Vedanta gives a conclusion, tak apatishtanat, by logic you cannot understand anything. But still, Shastra, there is something called Shastra Yukti, the logic of the scriptures. The scripture appeals to our reasonable nature and reveals to us the things that we would not be able to understand by our own logical processes. So in this sense, in the beginning, to be rational and try to understand what the scriptures are telling us is extremely helpful in the beginning. So, where are we? We are discussing the elements of the universe. Now, the first element, the potential and sattvic energy, is called
Chitta.
Mahat. Yes. Now, all of these elements are in your body. You know, earth is in your body, water is in your body, fire is in your body, digesting your food and so on. Mind, intelligence, ego, everything. So, there is a portion of Mahat, which is part of your Shukshma Shriya, subtle body. Your subtle body, Shukshma Shriya, has mind, intelligence, ego, and Mahat. So, the portion of Mahat, which is part of your subtle body, which is part of the covering of your soul, That is called chitta. So chitta and mahat is the same. Only when it's in the universe, it's called mahat, and that portion of that which is part of your psychological body is called chitta. Understand? If you lost at any point, or if you have a question, you can raise your hand. Because I want everyone to be on the same page. No one should be lost or left behind. We can all go on this journey together to Goloka Vrindavan. We don't want to leave anyone behind. So this is the chitta. So we have to know what are the functions of chitta. In the third canto, chapter 26, verse 23, there Kapil Dev describes the vrittis, or the functions, the lakshan, the symptoms of chitta. He says, swachatvam avikaritvam shantatvam iti chaitasaha. These are three characteristics of the element of chitta when it's pure. Here pure only means sattvic, because it's sattvic element. Mode of goodness. So the first one is very important. Swachatva means clear. So in the commentary on this, our acharyas like Sridhar Swami, Jiva Goswami, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, they have glossed the word swachatva, clearness, with Bhagavad Bimba Grahitvam. Bhagavad Bimba Grahitvam. Grahit means to catch or accept, to grasp. Grahitvam. So Grahitvam means the quality of being able to catch. And the word bimba means reflection. And Bhagavad means God. So here, Bhagavad Bimba Grahitva, clearness in this context means the ability to catch the reflection of the form of God. Very wonderful. Now I want to try to describe a little bit about how the chitta works for the general person in every day. The chitta is the mechanism of perception. I'll give an example. If you take a smartphone in camera mode and you point it at something, then what happens to the screen? The screen transforms and produces an exact replica of the thing which is in front of the lens. Right? So if I point it at your face, then I look at my screen, I can see your... It's not your face, it's a replica of your face made of pixels. Right? Your face is one thing, but I'm seeing here, as a general sense, I'm seeing your face on my phone. But actually, I'm seeing a replica of your face made by pixels, because the screen has responded to the light, it is transformed and made a replica of what was in front of the lens. Okay? So that's what chitta does. When your eye looks in the direction of something, then the light, the element of fire emanating from that object goes through the eye and then comes to the chitta. And the chitta transforms and makes a replica of that object. Now you are the soul. You're not the eye, you're the soul. And your soul is looking at the chitta. And so you never actually see the outer world. Everything that you're looking at every moment is a facsimile of the outer world in your own chitta. Do you understand? Is that clear? This is why we all see the world in a slightly different way. Because our chittas are, someone's more sattvic, someone's more rajasic, someone's more tamasic. You see, also from this you can understand, here's another proof, that you never see the world directly, but you see a copy, a facsimile of the world in your own chitta, and that is the phenomena of hallucination. You see, if a person has a very high fever, 105 degrees, they're about to die. Who ever had fever like that? Malaria, typhoid. The prana is so disturbed, your chitta is so disturbed, that it cannot make an accurate facsimile of what you're seeing. And so you start to hallucinate. And things start moving, and it's out there, the things out there start moving. But it's not, they're never out there, they will never, the things are there, but what you're seeing is your own chitta. Also, if a person is under the influence of a drug, the drug disturbs their prana, and then the prana disturbs the chitta, so they start to hallucinate. You see? So the chitta is involved in the mechanisms of perception. Now, when your chitta is affected by the mode of passion and the mode of ignorance, so then you perceive your own ego. That's the first thing you perceive. I am whatever. And then after your ego, through the lens of that ego, you perceive the world. You perceive your own mind and intelligence and so on, and the external world. But everything is going through the filter of the ego. And all of these elements, whether it's ego, intelligence, mind, or so on, these are all only vikar. That is called vikar, transformations of chitta, caused by the mode of passion and ignorance. Okay? Your ego, your intelligence, and your mind, they're all transformations of that chitta in a contaminated state. You see? Just if you have milk, you can turn it into yogurt. And you turn the yogurt, you can turn it into butter, and then you can melt that and make ghee, like that. So just as from one substance, milk, the other substances, your yogurt, butter, and ghee come. So from the one substance, your chitta, came your ego, your intelligence, and your mind. Like that. They're just different stages of contaminated chitta. So this answers the question, what is the dirt on the mirror of the chitta? Contaminated chitta is your ego, your intelligence, and your mind. So what happens is, as you practice devotional service, it drives away the influence of the gunas. By practicing bhakti, tadara jastumo bhava, kamalabha jaste, cheta eta anavidham, stitam sattve prasiddhati. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, there Sutta Goswami is saying that when you practice bhakti with nishtha, steadiness, then the effect of rajagun, lust, and tamagun, anger, and so on, they go down, down, down. Cheta eta anavidam. And gradually the chitta is anavida. It's not pierced. It's not obstructed anymore by these obstacles. Stitam sattve prasiddhati. And then you become fixed in sattva. So, when chitta is purified, cheto, darpana, marjanam, the contaminations of the chitta are cleansed by chanting the holy name. Then the chitta's own natural inherent qualities begin to manifest. Instead of just becoming a medium for perception of the world and the medium by which we have a worldly ego, identity and so on. It comes into its natural state. It's not oscillating anymore. I also want to say, when we speak about contamination, the contamination is not like taking some trash and throwing it in your room. You take your dustbin and someone throws it in your room and it's full of trash. So the contamination of the chitta is not like that. The contamination is the chitta vikar. That the chitta by nature is smooth and clear like glass. But when you taste this world, you try to enjoy this world, then in order to have a perception, the chitta transforms and makes that object. That's called a pratyay. For example, if I hold up this book and you look at it, now your chitta makes the shape of this book and you're looking at that shape in your chitta. Now when I take it away, now it's also gone from your chitta, right? But if I ask you to remember it, what does the book look like? You can bring it back. That means when you're having a direct experience, that transformation of chitta is called pratyay. And then when the object disappears, the object remains in the form of a samskar. That's an impression. It's an impression. So everything that you experience in your life is recorded in your chitta in the form of an impression, samskar. And that may not be in your conscious mind. Like right now in your conscious mind, you can't remember all the things that happened to you. But in your subconscious mind, everything that happened to you in your life, no. Everything that happened to you in your last life and a life before that and millions of lifetimes without beginning is already there, recorded in your chitta. And that is called sanskar. Now, the accumulation of these samskars in the chitta makes the chitta become darkened. And so ahankar or ego is nothing but a dense, dark mass of millions of sanskars combined together to make your ego. That's all. Now your life, what is life? You wake up in the morning and you think, what will I do today? So then you have a desire. I'm going to go to the cinema. Where did this desire come from? You have a sanskar in your subconscious mind. And according to certain circumstances, those are triggered and they come into your conscious mind. So an impression of going to the cinema before, in your last life, or in this life, was triggered by some circumstances. And it came from the subconscious mind into your conscious mind. But due to ego, you are thinking, I just had an idea. Then someone tells you, don't go to the cinema, it's not good. And then you say, no, I'm independent. I can do what I want. But the fact is, the desire in the first place was not your independent desire. It was never your choice. Who's pro-choice? You're not choosing at all. All your so-called choices that you're making day to day are simply the echoes or the reactions of the past life sanskars. Finished. So all the people who think they are free and independent and all these things, they are, from the Vedic point of view, clinically insane. From the point of view of a sadhu, they're all mad. Rupa Goswami said, Yo jnanamatambu valandailo ulanga aprakamad pramatam. That Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing that all the people of the world were completely mad, and in ignorance, he decided to make them become mad with Krishna Prema by distributing the holy name. So, the general person is quite mad. They're thinking they are free and they're independent, and all the time they're just stuck in this chain reaction under the control of past life sanskars in their chitta. So what we want to do is this chitta, just like if you walk on the beach in the wet sand, after you walk there, there's samskar, impression in the sand. Right? But when the waves of the ocean come in and go out again, then the sand is smooth. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Sarvatma snapanam param. We want to do the atma snapanam. Bathe your soul. Bathe your chitta. Bathe your intelligence. Bathe your determination. Here atma means all of these things. It means intelligence, it means determination, it means body, mind. So atma has many meanings. So Mahaprabhu says, Sarvatma snapanam param. We want to have a complete immersion in the holy names. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And it will eradicate the influence of tamas and rajas from your chitta and make your chitta smooth again. And when the chitta is smooth, completely smooth, that is called swachatvam. Then it acquires a capacity, swachatvam, bhagavad bimba grahitvam, the power to catch the reflection of the form of Krishna himself. Understand? So when you chant the holy name to the point when your chitta becomes smooth, then the form of Krishna, without any imagination, without any speculation, without any effort at all, manifests his beautiful Sham Tribanga Lalita Swarup, standing in threefold graceful bending form, manifests in your chitta, naturally, automatically. That is the reflection of his form. So that is called Nam Abhas. When the Abhas of Sri Krishna is reflected in your purified chitta, by chanting without offense, that means chanting Nam Abhas, then you have this internal perception. That is also called spurti. A spurti is a vision, maybe a very momentary vision, maybe extended. But the awakening of the form of Krishna in your heart naturally coming from Nam Abhas. This is where we want to be. This is the first beginning realization. So, now we're discussing 3 symptoms of the purified chitta. First one is, what's the first symptom of purified chitta? Swachatvam. Yeah. So that is Bhagavad Bimba Grahit. Now the second one, the second symptom is Avikaritvam. Vikar means transformation. So before your chitta was oscillating, it was being moved by the mode of passion. So of course, if you're looking at the reflection in a moving surface, you don't get a true image. If you look at yourself in still water, you can see clearly. But if the water is moving, then everything is distorted. So as long as your chitta is undergoing vikar, transformation, you're having a distorted vision of the world, of yourself even. In fact, in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali said, as soon as there is a chitta vritti, a movement, a modification within the chitta, then you lose consciousness of your own swarup. That means of your own spiritual nature. We're all spiritual beings. But as soon as there is chitta vikar, then we become lost in that vikar and we lose our own self-awareness. Vritti swarupyam itaratra. The third sutra of Yoga Sutras. Vritti swarupyam itaratra. Fourth sutra. So, this second symptom of purified chitta, avikaratvam, no oscillation of the chitta. So that is actually the definition of yoga according to Patanjali. Yoga's chitta vritti nirodhaha. Yoga means the complete cessation of modifications of the chitta. That's Patanjali's definition. That is for us in the path of bhakti an aspect of the definition, but not the complete definition. The complete definition of yoga for us is the cessation of modifications of the chitta, which is a side effect of focusing the chitta on the lotus feet of Krishna. Actually. Because this cleansing of the chitta takes place automatically simply by turning the attention to Krishna. And the reason for that is that the only reason the chitta is oscillating is because we have turned our attention away from Krishna. In other words, the cause of our material existence is simply vimukata, indifference. We're just indifferent to Krishna. We're not attentive to Krishna. Don't care about Krishna. We know Krishna's okay. You have a deity, put him on a shelf in a box, he'll be fine. Don't forget to feed yourself, wash yourself, bathe yourself, dress yourself. But Krishna, he is fine. Right? So this is vimukata, indifference to Krishna. This indifference to Krishna is the cause of all the oscillations of the chitta. It's the cause of our material experience. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Sanatana Goswami, Krishna boli se jiva anadir bahimukh, because the jiva is bahimukh or vimukh, inattentive to Krishna. Therefore, atayeva maya tari diya samsara dukh. Therefore, Maya is inflicting all the various problems of material life. So, the second symptom of the pure chitta is avikaratvam, the condition of being without modification. Now, our acharyas have also glossed that, given synonyms for this, avikaratvam. It means lai vikshep adi rohita. Lai means laziness. That is caused by mode of ignorance. And vikshep means distraction. Adi means etc. All the byproducts of distraction. So, and Rohita means without. So, lai vikshep adi rohita. Without the inertia or dullness of mind and of tamas, and without the unsteady, flickering nature, distracted state of mind coming from rajas, etc. Therefore, to be free from vikshep rahita, free from distraction, that is called ekagrata, one-pointedness. One-pointedness. So there are two things, they are the correlative terms. Ekagrata, one-pointed. And vikshep, going all over the place. Distraction. So either your attention is focused or it's jumping here and there. Like a grasshopper. Going from Facebook to email. Like this, going to this thing, that thing, like that. So the general people today, they're very much in a state of vikshep, distraction. Very difficult for them to concentrate. The clinical term is attention deficit disorder. The inability to focus your attention. So the opposite of vikshep or distraction is ekagrata. Eka means one and agra means point. Ekagrata, one-pointedness. In the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said to Arjun, "Hey Arjun, have you listened to this instruction, ekagra chittaikragra, with one-pointed chitta?" Right, in the end of chapter 18. Chitaikragra, he said, hey Arjun, did you listen with one pointed chitta? Why did he say that? Because when you listen to the holy name, when you listen to Harikatha, when you listen to the description of Krishna with your chitta in ekagrata, then when you hear it, the actual substance is reflected there. In other words, hearing is no longer collecting data or information through the ears, but rather, this is called shutekshitapata, the path of seeing through your ears. So Sravanam doesn't mean listening. Sravanam means seeing through your ears. That is actually Sravanam. So if when listening to the description of the beauty and pastimes of Krishna, if you did not see Krishna, then you have never done Shravanam. Please, understand it. You have never done Shravanam. Perhaps you've heard of something called Bhakti Adhikar. We just sang the song of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Gaurangir Guneti Jure Nityalila Taraspure Say Jana Bhakti Adhikari. The one who has become absorbed in remembering the qualities of Gauranga, by this he becomes Bhakti Adhikari, eligible for Uttama Bhakti, transcendental Bhakti. It has also been described by Srila Jiva Goswami in Bhakti Sandarbha. Pratamam namna Shravan antakaranam shuddhyatam apeksham shuddhe cha antakarane rupa shravanena tadudo yogyata bhavati. Here's Srila Jiva Goswami. In Bhakti Sandarbha, he wants to dedicate several chapters to explaining to us exactly what each anga of bhakti is. What is, first of all, Sharanagati, surrender. And then after that, what is hearing? And then there are chapters on chanting, remembering, and so on, just so that we can learn what these words actually mean in the association of Vaishnavas. So, in regard to hearing, he said, Pratamam namna shravana antakarnam shuddhyatam apeksham. In the beginning, the ability to hear the name of Krishna. We're not even talking about description of his form or pastime. The ability to just hear his name depends on Antakarna Shuddhyatam Apeksham. It depends on the purity of Antakaran. Here, Antakaran is a technical term. It literally means the inner sense. So you have outer senses, seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, walking, talking. And you have Antakaran, the inner sense is your psychological body. So the Antakaran includes all the four psychological elements: mind, intelligence, ego, and chitta. These four together are called the Antakaran. So he's saying, in the beginning, the ability to hear the name of Krishna depends on the purity of your Antakaran. And only when Shuddhej Antakarane, at the point when your Antakaran is pure and you're really hearing Krishna's name, you're really hearing his name, then Rupa Shravanena, when you hear a description of Krishna's form, Tad Udoy Yogyata Bhavati, then you become Yogyata, an eligible candidate for the form of Krishna to awaken in your chitta. You see? So that is hearing. That is hearing. Huh? Then he said, when the form, Samyak Rupain, when the form has awakened fully in your heart, when you hear about Krishna's qualities, how? Oh, his skin is so soft. If a leaf from a tree will fall and land upon the skin of Krishna, when you take it away, you will see the shape of the leaf is there. That's how soft he is. Very soft. He's very fragrant. He's very kind. He's a genius, very intelligent. So Krishna, 64 qualities of Sri Krishna have been described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Once the form has awakened fully, when you hear about those qualities, only then will the qualities awaken within your heart. And when the qualities are fully awakened, when you hear about the parikars, the associates of Krishna, then those associates begin to awaken in your heart. Who are Krishna's associates? Well, first and foremost, Srimati Radhika. We cannot tell she's exactly a parikar, but she associates with him. She's his own Swarup, his own Shakti directly. And then her expansions. Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Tampaka, these are the parikars. Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari. Those associates will awaken in your heart. Now, as you know, Raganuga Bhakti means the bhakti which follows the rag of the associates. So, unless and until the actual forms of the associates have awakened in your heart, how can you follow them? You simply cannot. And any attempt to follow them will be kalpana, imagination. So kalpana, we are discussing now the qualities of the chitta. Kalpana, imagination, is a quality of buddhi, intelligence. And buddhi is rajasic ahankar. So how is it possible that a passionate transformation of your ego can recreate the forms of the associates, and you follow that? Is that Raganuga Bhakti? No, that is Sahajyism. That is Prakrita Sahajya, because you are using Prakriti to try to follow the Sahaj Bhav, the natural set. Sahaj means natural. The natural sentiment of the associates. You're trying to recreate that using a material element, one of the lower evolutes of Prakriti. So that is called Prakrita Sahaj Bhav. So I'm telling you these things so that you can develop your Vivek, Tattva Vivek, to deliberate, to discriminate between actual Bhakti, pure Bhakti, and Vida Bhakti, Bhakti which is vitiated and contaminated, and the imitation of the real thing, which will actually cause you to become more and more lusty, angry, thirsty, hungry, and attached to this world. The imitation of Bhakti will not produce positive effect. So, therefore, Rupa Goswami said, Tan nama rupa charitadi sukirtananu smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyoja tishtan braje taranuragi jananugami kalannayat akilam ityupadesha saram. The essence of all advice is to utilize your full time in chanting without offense Krishna's name, form, qualities, associates and pastimes in a kram, in a sequence, and with a smaran which goes along with that sequence. When you chant this, you realize that. Then you chant this, then you realize that. You chant this, then you realize that. That's the process. And then when you come to the stage of realizing the associates, Tishtan Brajay Tadanuragi, always internally residing in Braj, follow them. Day and night. And that is Raganuga Bhakti Sadhana. So, Swachatvam, Avikaratvam. Then the next quality, Santatvam, peacefulness. That you become peaceful. So, in the commentaries of the Acharyas, they have glossed the word Santatvam with Raga Adi Rahita. Being free from here, rag does not mean transcendental rag. It means attachment. Rag and dvesh, attachment and aversion. Anger, fear, and so on. So that is the nature of chitta in its natural state. And therefore, Sutta Goswami is saying Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. It means Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu. When there is the not complete destruction of all contamination, but most of the contamination, most anarthas have been destroyed. Then a portion of your chitta becomes exposed. And this will come by Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Serving the book Bhagavatam and the person Bhagavatam daily. You know, now there's a fashion, you can come to any Rasik, so-called person, and they'll give you Siddha Pranali. Then you go away and you try to meditate on your Swarup. What will happen? Nothing. Because first you have to develop the adhikar, the qualification to actually know how to hear and chant and remember properly. So for that you'll have to go through Anarti Nivritti. And that comes from Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from pure devotees daily and serving them. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Without serving devotees. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Payachikeva. Srila Narottam Das Thakur said, was anyone who gave up serving Vaishnavas, were they ever liberated from this world? It's a rhetorical question. And the answer is no. Without daily engaging yourself in the service of your spiritual master and pure devotees, one will never develop the adhikar to even understand what bhakti is. After many years, you still not have a clue what is. You think what you're doing is bhakti, but it is something else, bhakti abhas. So, first stage, serve your Gurudev as much as you can, day and night, with your heart and soul, by body, mind and words, fully. And hear the Srimad Bhagavatam and the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, slowly, slowly. You see, Bhagavatam is the Purana of the holy name. Each of the episodes of Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us something vital that we must know in order to chant purely. And therefore, Srila Vishwanath Thakur has explained the word here, Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu. The word Abhadra means inauspiciousness. And he said this inauspiciousness is what? Durdaiva, Namapara. In other words, by hearing the Bhagavatam and serving the pure devotees, then the effect of Nama Parad goes away. This is really the meaning. The effects of your past Nama Parads and your daily habitual commitment of Nama Parad, it slows down and almost stops. So then, when you begin to chant Nama Bas, the more you chant Nama Bas, then this clears the chitta. And Aikagrata comes. So he's saying here, Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya, Bhagavati Uttama Sloke, Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Now the word Nishta, steadiness, means Avikaritvam, not transforming. Understand? Nishta, steadiness, means Avikar, not transforming, not vibrating. Or Nishta, Srila Vishwanath Thakur glosses the word Nishta with the word Chitaikagra, Ekagrata, one-pointedness of the chitta. And therefore it is said that one becomes situated in irrevocable loving service. In other words, your bhakti now is steady and you don't go back. And what's the reason for that? Because when you get Aikagrata Chitta, there is Bhagavat Bimba Grahitva, you actually have an internal experience of Krishna. Now you're connected. Sambandha Jnana. You're connected now. You know, before you were thinking Krishna true or not true. On your good days you said, yes, Krishna is God. But on those days where things were not going so well, and you drank a few cups of cappuccino, then your mind was oscillating. Then you were thinking, is Krishna really God or not? Should I use my time to chant the holy name, or should I use my time to invest in Maya and get zero returns, doing material activities? You see? The doubts, some say doubts come. So, once one comes in the stage of nishta, avikaratva, swachatvam, santatvam, ekagrata, then realization appears. And as soon as you catch a little realization, then you know, Krishna is my Supreme Lord. Krishna in Vrindavan. He is the son of Madhya Yashoda. He is my most beloved. Parna Vallabha, Gopi Janna Vallabha, Girivardhari, Kunj Bihari. And he is beyond this material world. And my eternal relationship is with him and not with anyone or anything else. So then when you continue to serve with nishta, then ruchi comes, taste. Bhakti becomes very, very flavorful. Understand? Then devotees relishing so much. Like our Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. He's sitting in the forest of Vrindavan and weeping. Radha karavachita pallava vallarike, Radha padanka vilasan madarastalike, Radha yasho mukarmataka gavalike, Radha vihar vipine ramatam manome. Oh my dear mind, ramatam manome. Always, constantly take pleasure. Radha vihara vipine. In the forest, which is the playing place of the loving pastimes of Shrimati Radha Karavatita Pallava Vallarike. That Vrindavan, transcendental Vrindavan, is filled with Kalpa Vriksha, desire trees. They're blossoming with the most fragrant and colorful divine flowers. You cannot imagine how it is. It looks as if the trees, some of them are made of camphor. Some of them are made of crystals. Jewels are growing there. So beautiful. And creepers, vines are hanging from them. And flowers. And Radhika herself, Radha Karavachita Pallava Vallarike, with her beautiful soft reddish lotus hand, she's picking the flowers. When she touches the creepers, then their creepers shiver in ecstasy. So when ruchi comes, devotee begins to see the beauty of the spiritual world and becomes attached, asakti. Then the chitta melts completely. Before, the chitta was only a reflection place, still. But when Shuddha Sattva comes very intensely, then the heart melts and becomes one with the vritti of Swarup Shakti. So Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma Prema Suryam Susamyabhak Ruchi Vis Chitta Masranya Kridaso Bhav, that is the state of Bhav. These are the stages the devotee goes through. Radha Padanka Vilasan Madhurastalike. That Vrindavan is a place which is marked with the beautiful footprints of Srimati Radha. You know, how wonderful is that? When the demigods come to this earth, have you ever seen an Apsara? Or a Charana? Or a Gandharva? So, when they come, then their feet don't touch the ground. Because they're not human. It would be below their station to touch the ground with their feet. Because then they would be like these pathetic mortal human beings. So they don't do that. But Radhika, being the Purna Shakti, the supreme, complete energy of the Supreme Lord, Radha Padanka Vilasan Madhurastali, her feet are touching the Krishna. Why? Because Radha Krishna Leela is Naravat, human-like. Just like cowherd persons in a village. How beautiful. That is Madhur Leela. Sweet human-like pastime. So her feet are touching the ground and leaving the footprints with the impressions of the marks on the sole of her feet. You know, Krishna has 19 marks on the sole of his feet. Radhika has 21. So Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati is thinking of the dust of Vrindavan and seeing the beautiful footprints of Radhika. Radha Yasho Mukarmata Kagavalike, and the birds in the trees, they're singing the glories of Radhika. Especially, they sing in a Panchama Swa, in the fifth note. Sa-re-ga-ma pa pa pa. The cuckoo birds sing in the fifth note the glories of Srimati Radhika. I will not explain the meaning, it's too confidential. Very deep and beautiful. When the devotee in this stage of bhav is chanting a verse like this, then the verse opens. This is called Mantramaya Upasana. When you chant the holy name and then stop for a moment and then recite a verse, then you continue to chant the holy name, but by the power of the holy name, the deep meaning of that verse is beginning to manifest itself to you. This is called Mantramaya Upasana. When it reveals to you a pastime in one place, in one location, ekastiti, then this is called Mantramaya Upasana. And when that realization becomes very deep, and Radha and Krishna and their associates get up from that place and begin to wander and go to different places. Sometimes to Govardhan, sometimes to Nandagaon, sometimes to Yavat, sometimes to Rasastali, Bamsibhat, Keshigat, Dir Samir, Sevakunj, Nidhuvan. Then when the leelas are moving from place to place naturally in a flow in your meditation, that is called Swarasiki Upasana. So the first stage of realization of leela is Mantramaya Upasana, and when it's mature, it naturally turns into Swarasiki Upasana, a flow of pastimes going from place to place. So that flow of pastimes going from place to place, that is called Astakaliya Leela Smarana. So, looking at your watch and seeing what time it is, oh, it's 8:15, and then looking in a book to see what happens, what Radha Krishna doing at 8:15, that's not Astakali Lila Smaran. That's being a joker. That is making a circus of Raganuga Bhakti. Astakali Lila Smaran is when you've gone through the realization of Nam, Rup, Gun, Parika, then Mantramaya Upasana Leela comes, and then the characters get up and begin to go, and you go along with them, and this is flowing automatically by the power of Nam Prabhu. That is Astakali Leela Smaran. Okay? Radha Karavati Chapallava Valarike. Why is Radharani picking flowers? Why? It is so full of nectar. First of all, you should know that the trees are all desire trees. So anything you want, they can give you. So Radhika is picking flowers to make a garland. But she could just say, oh desire tree, please give me a garland, and boom, the garland would appear. But because in Braja there are sweet human-like pastimes, she's picking the flowers with her own hand, selecting them. Oh, which one is very nice? Radharani knows how to pick flowers. She has very high standards. If a flower has been tasted by a bumblebee, she will not pick that flower. Because the bumblebee will come and then play there and scatter the pollen on the inside. So if she sees a flower with the pollen scattered, no, this is not that flower. One which is not being tasted. These are the best. If Krishna will come and give Radharani flowers, she'll look at them, oh, bring ones which are not tasted by them. Then Krishna, please forgive me. And he will go outside again to find the ones which are up to Radharani's exacting standard. Radha Karava Chita Pallava Valladike. Radharani is picking flowers to do puja of Suryadev, the sun god. Why? Because the sun god will bless her that her husband will become wealthy and healthy and prosperous. This is the external excuse. But the real reason she's going to the forest to pick flowers, the real reason she's pretending that she wants to worship the sun god, is because she's hoping that out there deep in the forest, she may catch a glimpse of Sri Krishna. This is called Parakiya Bhav. Radharani is married to Abhimanyu. So her love with Krishna is completely secret. Therefore, Radha Karavachita Pallava Vallari, Radharani is picking flowers, is this word, this sentence, is saturated with Parakiya Rasa. That Radhika's love is so powerful, she's willing to transgress all the boundaries of Dharma and risk her life and happiness in this life and future lives and go to hell even, just for a chance to secretly meet with Krishna. When we hear the poetry of our acharyas, the rasa is not in the words, but in the implication of the words. Radha Karavachita Pallava Vallarike. Actually, Radhika was not even picking flowers. She was just wandering in the forest, hoping to see Krishna. Then why is she picking flowers? Because when she was wandering with her friends, Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, her maidservants, glancing, she noticed in the distance a sapphire glow was appearing. All the trees were bursting into blossom. Birds were singing. And she looked and saw that Krishna was coming. So when Radhika sees Krishna is coming, though her heart is overwhelmed with the eagerness, she wants to meet with him. She wants to glance at him. She wants to embrace him. But something happens inside that stops her, that checks her. What is that? Dampatya bhava ekatra sathurapyanurakta slesha vikshadi nirodha man uchate. Man means the crookedness of the heart suddenly appears when one desires to see your beloved, to embrace your beloved, to talk with your beloved, but an obstacle, internal emotional obstacle appears and stops you from doing that. And therefore, when Radhika sees Krishna, she tells her friends, Krishna's coming, everyone ignore him, and she turns around and starts to pick flowers. Radha Karavachita Pallava Vallari. Only one line. Radharani is picking flowers. We're telling only one line. But what is there? Harakya Rasa. Radhika's man is there. Radhika's eagerness is there. And how? Seeing Krishna, she tells her Sakya, everyone ignore him. And they begin. Radhika's picking flowers. Rupa Manjari is behind holding a basket, and Radhika's putting the flowers in the basket that Rupa Manjari is holding. Radha Karavachita Pallava Vallarika. Why is she ignoring him? This man is a seva. It's pleasing to Krishna. Because Krishna is very eager to meet with her, but if she'll make obstacles, this will increase his eagerness more and more. Man is one kind of separation. So nabi navi pralambena sambhoga pushtimashnute. Without separation, then the joy of meeting cannot be increased to its highest point. So for Radhika to ignore Krishna is actually pure bhakti, devotional service, because it's ultimately pleasing to Krishna, increasing the joy of meeting that will come afterwards. So then Krishna comes close by. Oh, who are you stealing my flowers? Radhika, no one ignores him. And Rupa Manjari is watching and seeing how Krishna is asking questions and Radhika said, no one. And cutting his words, frustrating him. Then Krishna turned to Rupa Manjari and said, what have you got there in that basket? I want to see how many flowers you have stolen. Then Krishna tries to put his hand in the basket and Radhika's maidservant puts the basket behind her back. So not want to be defeated, Krishna is bigger and his arms are longer, so he can reach to the basket around both sides of Rupa Manjari at the same time. So then Krishna goes to try to take the flowers from the basket with both hands, standing in front, putting his arms. Rakshadya Nijadasikam. At once Rupa Manjari calls out, oh Radhika, please save your maidservant today. And then Radhika herself will come and by force separate Krishna's embrace from Rupa Manjari, and she hides behind Radharani, taking shelter of her Swami. Then Krishna says, oh, these flowers belong to the king called Cupid, and you have been stealing. So for this offense of stealing, I will have to take you into the prison of this cave in Govardhan Hill and give you a severe punishment. Srimati Radhika smiles. She's smiling and crying at the same time because Krishna is trying to catch her. So when Radhika, then she experiences 7 emotions all at once. Garva, Abhilas, Rudita, Smita, Suya, Bayakudam, Sankari, Karnam, Hashad, Uchite, Kila, Kinchitam. Garva means she's very proud. Krishna is approaching me. Abhilas, full of ambition. Rudita, eyes are crying, but mouth is smiling. Smita, Asuya, she acts in a way which is hostile to Krishna. Fear, she's looking around thinking someone may come and see us together. Kurda, she's angry. And she's shrinking away from him, but feeling great harsha, great joy. In this way, 7 emotions all mixed together in Radhika, and she's covered with 8 sattvic bhavs. Trembling, hair standing on end, becoming stunned, fading of the complexion. When Krishna sees this, Ei bhava yukta deki radhasya nayan sangamoho ite sukhapai kotigun. Our Swarup Damodar Goswami told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Krishna sees these beautiful emotions of Krishna Radhika manifesting all at once, then he feels more joy than when he directly is meeting with her, embracing her, just seeing her at that moment. Radhika said to Krishna, oh Krishna, I am not blaming you for your behavior. Because Vidata, that is Lord Brahma, He has created each of us with a particular swabhav, a particular nature. And He has created me with good intelligence, and He has created you with wicked intelligence. Rupa Manjari is watching and laughing. As Radhika is quarreling, this is called Ukti Pratyukti. If Krishna will say something, Radhika gives a reply very quickly. Krishna will speak a reply, Radhika will reply again very quickly. This is one anubhav, vachik anubhav. You know, in rasa there are many ingredients. Staibhav, vibhav, anubhav, sagribhav, vyavacharibhav. So one of the ingredients are the anubhavs, the responses, the reactions. So this quarrel of Radha and Krishna is actually one of the rasa samagri, ingredients of transcendental mellow. In the end, Radhika, she cannot check Krishna, and they will play in the beautiful caves of Govardhan. Pramadam madana leela kandare kandare te rachayati navayuna dandamansminnamandam iti kila kalanatam lagna kastadvayorme nijanikata nivasam dehi govardhanatam nijanikata nivasam dehi govardhanatam. Raghunath Das Goswami Pad is saying, O Giriraj Govardhan, in each of the beautiful caves, Radha and Krishna are playing their pastimes together, and you are the witness of that. Because you have seen their beautiful Leela, therefore you can bless me that I may also have darshan of such pastimes of Radha and Krishna. O Giriraj Govardhan, please give me a residence at your side. So when the devotee, his chitta is clean, and gradually, the name, form, qualities, associates of Krishna are appearing, then that devotee becomes attracted to one of those associates. That devotee may feel, oh, I wish I could be there carrying a basket for Radhika. When she's picking the flowers, that I'll keep the flowers in the basket. And if Krishna will try to get, I'll hide them from him. And if he'll try to embrace me, though all the gopis of Vrindavan, they are worshipping Katyayani to get Krishna's embrace. When I get Krishna's embrace, I will vehemently protest. No, no, no. Seeing this mood, if a devotee feels, yes, I want to attain that, then they meditate on that devotee. So that is the first step of Raganuga sadhana. Krishnam smaram janam chasya prastam nija samihitam tatat katar taschaso koryat basam brajay sada. You know, Raganuga Bhakti there are two verses by Rupa Goswami. First one, remember Krishna along with a particular associate you want to follow. By doing this, your chitta will transform and become exactly like that associate. And when your chitta has transformed and become like that associate, by focusing your remembrance upon them, your meditation upon them, that is called your Siddha Deha. Then the next verse comes, Seva sadaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi tad bhava lipsuna karya brajaloka anusarata. The advanced aspect of Raganuga Bhakti is performed by serving in the antas chintit abhista tat seva upayogi dehina, the body which is manifested in your meditation naturally through absorption in one of the associates and serving in that body. So it is not kalpana, it is not imagination. It is not the rajasic transformation of your ego. It is something beyond that. So first of all, take shelter of your spiritual master and follow all the rules and regulations of Vaidhi Bhakti very carefully, and engage yourself in the service of your spiritual master and qualified Vaishnavas. And here, slowly, purification will take place, anartha nivritti will take place, then nishta will come. When nishta comes, realization will begin to open, beginning with the roop of Krishna. Actually, Nam and roop. So how this takes place, we'll discuss tomorrow. We want to go more elaborately into the internal psychological aspects of Raganuga Bhakti, and with some examples as we've discussed today, giving the examples of Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Gaur Premanande. So now, does everyone understand what is chitta? And why it's like a mirror? And what is the dirt? And how does this dirt become cleansed? These were the 4 topics. Cheto, darpana, marjanam. This we want to talk. So we'll sing one kirtan and then no time for prasadam. If you have some questions also, you can meet with me after.
Sripad Prema Prayojana Prabhu ki Jai.
This is not music and dancing. This is cheto, darpana, marjanam. So give your full attention. Give your full attention to the holy name. And call to Krishna and Radhika from your heart. And cheto, darpana, marjanam will go on. You may realize it.
Hare
Srila Krishna Om Vishnu Bhagavad Gita Sma Prabhupada Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana